Welcome on stage, AlgaEnergy, Carlos Rodriguez-Villa Förster.
Thank you very much, Katarina. You can all hear me, right? Yes. So, timer is on. My name is Carlos. I'm the Managing Director of AlgaEnergy, and today I'm going to talk to you about how we are contributing to what we understand, to address what we understand is the biggest challenge humankind must face in this century. So, this is a recent front cover of The Economist magazine, and it's spot on. We are already facing a global food catastrophe because we have an exponentially growing population demanding much more food. We have climate change actually reducing productivities with erosion of soils, droughts, etc. We have the lowest nutritional quality in our foods, lower than ever before. And on top, we have now realized that we have an excessive geostrategic dependence on some countries and regions for key inputs like energy, fertilizers, grain, etc. But how are all of these macro trends affecting farmers on the ground? Meet David. He's an average tomato farmer in Spain. Like any farmer, he has based his business on the availability of cheap energy, cheap fertilizers, free water, healthy soil, consistent weather, and proper regulation. The reality he's facing is very far from this. Energy cost has increased times 8, fertilizers times 3. He's facing the worst drought in 500 years. He's rapidly losing his main asset, the soil. The weather is unpredictable. It's very risky to be a farmer. And we demand more from him than we do from his foreign competition. Bottom line, it's really hard to be David. We must help him. Our future depends on this. The good news is that we already have tools to help David. Like the European Bioeconomy Alliance says, to address SDG number 2, we need to use biostimulants. So what's a biostimulant, you may ask? Biostimulant, to compare plant nutrition with human nutrition, is like a vitamin, like a probiotic, but for plants. It acts in minute quantities and provides great results. What kinds of results? Double-digit increase in productive yields, soil regeneration, and natural increase in the resistance to climate stress, drought, etc. And improved quality in what we eat, not only nutritional quality, but also the shelf life, even the taste. And very relevantly nowadays, double-digit reduction in agri-chemicals, but without diminishing the competitiveness of the farmers, on the contrary. So that's why the market is growing very fast. And in this growth, microalgae, which are the origin of all plant-based life, and the reason we have oxygen on Earth, will have a key role to play. They are so innovative that they don't have a relevant market share yet, but that's what we are going to do. And they have techno-economical reasons to replace more than 50% of the currently marketed solutions. So these are some pictures of our facilities. We work with microalgae. We have presence across the whole value chain. We do research. We do large-scale production. We extract the bioactive compounds, stabilize the final products, and then sell them all over the world. What we do is unique and patented. So we leverage science and technologies to produce liquid products that are easily applied. And in a nutshell, what they do is they maximize the genetic potential of the crops, which is not being maximized right now. So in less than 2 hours, thousands of genes are upregulated, related to the benefits I just mentioned. I can talk about the competitive advantages of our solutions for hours, really, but I just picked 3 of them. So the first one is that we can guarantee stable quality, and this is a big issue in the sector. The reason is because we have full control over the whole production process from the first cell back to closing the bottle. So it's stable and optimized quality. Secondly, our solutions simply work better. We have demonstrated that in more than 500 field trials with statistical significance, third-party field trials with universities all over the world in all kinds of crops. And lastly, which is also very unique in the sector, we not only know that our products work, but also understand why. The underlying mechanisms of action, what happens in the soil microbiome, what happens at gene level within the plants. So what does it mean for David? Let's go back to him. David has a cost structure of around 13,000 euros, 15,000 revenues, so profit of about 2,000 euros per hectare. We can help David reduce his costs by cutting down fertilizers. That already has an impact of 23% increase in the profit per hectare. We can also help David produce more. A very conservative 10% increase in yield already provides David with a 75% increase per hectare. We can also help him produce better. Just 1 cent increase in the price per kilogram has a 75% increase impact in the profit per hectare. But normally what happens is that since we're maximizing the genetic potential of plants, all of these things take place in synergy, combined at the same time. And this is a number that is far more realistic, more than 100%. So it's completely revolutionizing the economics of the farmers. And that's not accounting for carbon credits derived from sustainable farming, nor the impact of improved soils on future harvests. And what happens if we have drought? Remember, we're facing the worst drought in 500 years in Europe. Normally, traditional thinking is, cannot do anything about it, no? Can we? It's bad luck. The reality is that we can do some things about it. This is a video of the University of Seville using our solutions in tomato. Both plants are stressed with drought. Both plants receive the same water in the same moments. The difference, the plant on the left, was pre-treated with our biostimulants. At some time, they receive back 100% of the water. You can see one resists the stress and produces. The other one uses all the energy to survive but doesn't produce anything. So the economics here are pretty clear. It's make or break for David. So a value proposition for farmers is produce more with less, be more resilient to climate stress, and regenerate your main asset, your soil. But also for us as consumers who go to the supermarket, there are benefits. We'll have access to better foods with greater nutritional profiles, safer foods with less chemical residues, and in third world countries, access to more food at reasonable prices. That's why we are a global company already with 10 subsidiaries in these countries that are servicing now more than 3 million farmers that are already benefiting from our solutions. Behind the company, we have what is our main asset, the team, led by Augusto and Miguel, entrepreneur and scientist. Augusto has created more than 4,000 jobs. Miguel has spent more than 50 years working with microalgae. But then we have more than 100 people in these countries that are multidisciplinary, multi-generational, multicultural, coming from the large companies of the world of agrochemicals, willing to be part of the biorevolution that is taking place in this sector and that AlgaEnergy is leading. So with that, I would like to finish with a thought, which is sometimes when we realize that we have taken a wrong path, there is only one option left, which is to go back and take the right turn and follow the correct path. In a nutshell, that is what AlgaEnergy is doing, because we're going back to the origin of life to find the solutions for the future. Thank you very much.